Well, the country is still reeling from the senseless shooting of 20 young children, 6 teachers and staff members at an elementary school in Connecticut. As victims of the shooting are being buried and survivors return to school, questions remain. Many are what ifs. What if his parents did more with him? What if someone who noticed something different intervened? But the biggest question that has stirred debate nationwide is, should all schools now have armed guards or even armed staff? Joining us to talk about it is founder of My Life, My Power anti-bullying activist Daniel Puder. Hello, Daniel.
Hey, good morning. How are you?
Great, man. Thank you so much for joining us. I think you're the perfect guy to talk to about this. Now, before we get started, I want to read some Facebook comments. We've been discussing this on our Facebook page, and then get your opinion. Mickey writes in, I would have to say, give teachers the option at least. Criminals are less likely to attack if they know their victims are armed and ready to put up a fight. Lynn says, arm the teachers, but make sure they were required training and psychological testing at least, every couple of months. Andrea writes, think of how many teachers are in school. This is a different opinion. Now add up all those guns. I'm pretty sure that would create an even bigger problem. Something needs to be done, but let's not pile up more guns around our kids. Daniel, so much of your program, My Life, My Power, it's anti-bullying. You work with kids, you work with teachers. What's your take on all this and how schools should protect themselves in the future?
So this last year, I've gone through the ATF and the DEA Civilian Academy. Let's go to that one question where she said, let's arm teachers.
Okay.
The thing I see is that the federal agents, the state and local police organizations, these guys train and they are good. If you give a teacher a gun who doesn't train consistently, who doesn't know how to shoot and move, who isn't prepared to shoot somebody, that can be an issue.
Right.
To put trained armed guards that train continuously year-round, that know what they're doing, that's a definitely good thing. To work with local and state and federal agencies, these ATF and DEA agents do so much training, and they're so well armed, and they know what they're doing. It's amazing. I was the #1 marksman in the DEA Academy, Civilian Academy, this last academy in Los Angeles, and just to see how well these guys shoot. I mean, it's unbelievable. So, guns and principals and teachers, I think it's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
To have armed guards in schools, to have local off-duty police officers working in schools, I think that's amazing.
But now, do you think there's a balance, though? Because what do you think that says to sort of the psychology of the state of our nation, the psychology of children that are sort of under that watch of armed guards? I mean, so much of what you do comes from your life sort of being bullied. You've turned that around and you're helping kids. Do you think we need to meet this in the middle, though? Kind of taking a cue from your program, I guess, and working with the kids also.
One question I'm going to go when I'm going around the country now and when I'm talking to kids is I'm going to ask them what they think of higher security, metal detectors, that sort of thing, because I'm working in a lot of schools with those in place already. I'm working with partner with the Los Angeles Schools Police Department. James Ream is the president of the union, Chief Zipperman, and to see that they just sent guys out to Connecticut, it's amazing to see how well trained they are. One of the other associations is NASRO, National Association of School Resource Officers, and they have trainings for your city, your officers, your security. I think that I rather build the community to work together, to work issues out before it gets to this point.
Yeah.
It's very hard to just see those ones and twosies. Now, I'll throw you this. One thing I heard about this kid in Connecticut is that the guns were his mother's guns.
Right.
One thing I urge all the parents and the Los Angeles Schools Police just gave out a couple thousand gun locks. Is #1, you can gun lock, put all your a gun lock on every gun. #2, put your guns in a safe.
Right.
Because going through the DEA Academy, seeing most of the pills, the prescription pills that kids get, are from their own parents' bathrooms.
Yeah, so the security begins there at home at first, I guess is what you're saying.
100%. I urge every parent to go out and get a gun lock. It's like $10. If you're in Los Angeles, contact us at My Life, My Power, and we can definitely, we have a whole box of them, huge boxes of them.
Right.
We can definitely help out.
Okay, so I mean, so we're talking about arming, our guard, putting armed guards at schools. I mean, but what do we do when it's another tragic news story of that taking a turn for the worse? I mean, it's like, where is the root of this problem that do you think that we can best fix what happened and for the future?
I'll give you an idea of why bullies bully. I've been traveling around the country and asking kids what their biggest challenges are. And I've had thousands of kids in an audience. About 80% of them will come up, and out of that 80%, about 30 or 40, maybe up to 50% will give me something like this. One kid said, my dad beat me so bad he broke his foot on my face.
Wow.
And I have stacks and stacks of letters like this, not all to do with parents, because I've met some unbelievable, amazing parents,
right, of course,
out there. But there are situations out there that it's not the school's responsibility necessarily. It's really parenting, and we have kids raising kids.
Yeah.
In some sense. And so one thing My Life, My Power is doing is we're going and we're training people. Even the best parents in the world, even my parents, trained me, and they taught me well, and they had me working young, and they taught me goal setting. But they didn't teach me everything that I'm now teaching kids on personal branding, financial literacy, fitness, nutrition, leadership. So there's a lot we're doing, and we're going in the communities. I'm the keynote speaker of the California PTA next year. And it's amazing what we're doing.
Well, let me ask you this, Daniel, because you're speaking, directly to the kids, which I think is a huge part of the issue. What we've got to handle, we've got to go to the, speak to the human story of this first too. But do you think that armed guards are a bad idea? Real quick, because we got to head out. Do you think it's a good idea or a bad idea?
I think armed guards for schools are a good idea.
But not for the teachers and not for the principals?
Yeah, the teachers and principals don't train enough, and they don't know. I think they have so much on their plate as is. They don't need more. That's somebody else's job.
Gotcha. All right. Well, Daniel Puder, thank you so much for joining us. For more on My Life, My Power, just log on to the dbz.com. Thanks again, Daniel.